Hi everyone, it's me, Melanie, your whole food plant-based coach and at Truly Plant-Based. And today I wanted to talk about my top 3 reasons why I decided to take an alternative approach to my health. And the first reason is I was constantly being prescribed medications, but I wasn't getting better. And a while ago, way back when I wasn't a health coach, I was eating the standard American diet, living my life. I used to have chronic stomach and digestive issues. So I went to the doctor and they did all these tests, some of them invasive, and the diagnosis was that everything looked good. I didn't have anything going on, and they diagnosed me with IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. And so usually when they can't figure out what's going on, they will sometimes say you have IBS, right? So that was my diagnosis, and they wanted me to take these proton pump inhibitors. And what they do is they lower your stomach acid. And so you may be familiar with some of them. Some of the brands are Nexium, Prilosec, Prevacid. And like I said, I just took them for 1 or 2 weeks, and then if I was feeling better, I stopped taking them. And so what I did instead, I took an alternative approach. I decided to go use not a whole food, where I was plant-based then. Plant-based diet, and I was using some herbal stuff, but it was the plant-based diet that really helped me. As you know, I have half a thyroid, and sometimes when I have to go to the ENT, and when they looked at my throat after I went on a plant-based diet, they was, oh, your throat, it looks so good. You don't have any reflux. And I really was the plant-based diet that helped me with that. And so that was the alternative approach I took. But this is a disclaimer. What I'm not doing is telling anyone not to use their protein pump inhibitors, not to listen to their doctor's advice. That is not what I'm doing at all. This is my personal journey, my experience, and what I did to help me with my chronic health conditions. So listen to your doctor. If you're having problems, listen to your doctor. If they prescribe you medicine, you listen to your doctor. I am not a medical doctor. I'm not a physician. It's not in my scope of practice. So I do not tell people what they should and shouldn't use. So, but that was my journey, my personal experience that I'm sharing with you. Because having a lot of stomach acid can be serious. It can be even deadly, because too much stomach acid can start to rise up into your esophagus and erode your esophagus. If you have ulcers, it can make them worse. Or if you have any other condition that requires you to have lower stomach acid, and it can even be deadly. So it's important that you get tests done and you see your doctor and deal with that situation, because that's what I did. I didn't just go and do a plant-based diet. I went to the doctor. I got several tests done, and it was found that I didn't have anything. I didn't have issues with the acid with my esophagus or ulcers or anything like that. I didn't have anything. They said I was good. So that was why I chose to take an alternative approach to dealing with those chronic stomach issues that I was dealing with. So that is the right way to go about it. Now, even though stomach acid can be deadly and can be dangerous, too much stomach acid, the stomach acid is essential for health, because what the stomach acid does, it breaks down the food so that it's able to be absorbed, that we can get the vitamins, minerals, nutrients from the food that we've eaten. So it's essential. It's also important for the optimum pH balance. So, because the body wants to stay in a state of homeostasis and balance. Also, it helps to kill bacteria and pathogens that we may ingest, or bad food we've eaten. It'll kill those pathogens and bacteria because it can't live in that state of that pH condition in the stomach. So the stomach acid is very important. It can be dangerous, and that is why it's important to get the necessary tests, see what's going on. And also, as you get older, your stomach acid lowers. So you want to eat foods that will help to keep your gut healthy. And a whole food plant-based diet is great for that. And so that was one of the reasons why I took that approach. The second reason was my primary health physician. My primary health physician used to always blow me off. I would come in with my concerns or my symptoms, and she would blow me off or try to make me feel like it's just all in my head, right? And she did this a few times. The third time she did it, when I went there, I was dealing with a problem, and she blew it off. I said, well, I want to take a test to make sure I don't have the problem. And she didn't even want to give me the test. I said, my insurance paying for it, I want to take the test. Turns out I did have the problem. And then she said once to me, oh, I'm sorry, I won't do it again. But at that point, I didn't even want to work with her anymore. So at this point, I don't have a primary care physician, and I'm looking to work with a plant-based doctor this time. So I'll see how that goes. But it's interesting because I read an article and where a study was done, and it said that many women's health issues are likely to be misdiagnosed or dismissed by doctors as something less critical. And they termed it as gaslighting the patient. And then it also gave ways to tell if your doctor's not taking your health concerns seriously. Then I'll read them to you. It says, dismiss the patient's, if your doctor dismisses the patient's symptoms and fails to take their concerns seriously. The second was, they don't listen to the patient or constantly interrupt them. The third point was, they laugh at their patient's concerns or suggest that what they're experiencing is in their head, which was what my doctor was doing to me. And which was not good, because I would leave sometimes and I go home and try to doctor myself and fix myself up with, you know, my herbs or other things like that. And I may have had something serious that needed medical attention or medications. So I had to make sure that I intentionally practice a healthy lifestyle, because I don't have a doctor to take me seriously if something was. So I intentionally had to use that as an alternative to my health, as well as be proactive in with my doctor, asking questions, researching, you know. And if that doctor is not listening to you or taking you seriously, sometimes it may require getting a new doctor or a second opinion. So that was the second reason why I took an alternative approach to my health. And the third reason was because I'm a caregiver. And you know, a few years back, I was caring for 3 people. And it was taking a toll on me. It was the stress. I was overwhelmed. I was exhausted. I had no energy. And I was spiraling into depression. And so what I had, you know, I was like on autopilot, really. Like every day I just did what I had to do. And I was also starting to feel resentful. And so I wasn't showing up for myself. I wasn't taking care of myself. And that caused me not to show up for the people who I cared for. Because I was irritable. I was depressed. I was exhausted. And you know, they don't deserve that. If they're dealing with serious health conditions, you need to be able to show up for them, right? So when I went to the doctor and was diagnosed with all these chronic health conditions because I was not showing up and taking care of myself, then that's when I had to take action. The doctor said I had to do something else. It's going to get worse. So that's when I adopted plant-based diet and reversed those chronic health conditions. And now I'm whole food plant-based, and I was able to restore my health, you know. And so I took an alternative approach, and it worked. But really, I attribute everything that worked for me to Jehovah my God, because he's the one who made it happen. But that adopting a whole food plant-based diet, making lifestyle changes, contributed to me being able to better show up for myself and my loved ones that I was caring for. So those were the top 3 reasons. Those are the top 3 reasons why I decided to take an alternate approach to my health. And it also is the reason why I became a health coach, because I wanted to help other caregivers who are combating pre-hypertension. We specialize in hypertension, hypertension is the precursor for most other chronic lifestyle diseases. And we want to help the caregivers to be able to maintain optimal health, because caregiving is a daily grind. And we coach our clients, we support them, we guide them, educate them, and we walk beside them through the process. And if you are in a situation and you feel you need that kind of support and help, we're here for you. The website is in the description. You can email us and we can discuss it, or set up a discovery call and provide you with the support you need. And so those are my top 3 reasons for deciding to take an alternative approach to my health. And on that, I hope everyone today enjoys a healthy and an amazing day on purpose as usual.